Hey guys, it's Sammy. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a recommendations video. I know you guys always ask for these, and some of my favorite books to recommend, since I haven't read a lot of one genre other than contemporary, is to recommend some fast-paced reads, because those are the best books that I like to read in the summer. I feel like in the summer you just want to read a fast-paced book so you can just keep picking up books. So today I'm going to be recommending summer reads, but they are fast-paced. I did a video like this last year, and I will link that up above for you guys, and I'm not going to be repeating any of those books. Watch this video and then you can watch that for more recommendations, but the way I like to do these is to kind of split it up by genre and recommend a book from each genre. So a lot of summer recommendations, there's a lot of contemporaries or there's a lot of fantasies. I feel like I read a lot of different genres, and I feel like it would be helpful for everyone to have a fast-paced read from a lot of genres so you can pick from all the genres that you may like. So the genres I'm going to recommend today are fantasy, science fiction, historical fantasy, contemporary, which I'm splitting that up into serious contemporary and fluffy contemporary, and then I have a bonus for you guys. So I will leave the timestamps for that all down below in case you're only here for a certain genre, but feel free to watch the whole thing if you're interested in seeing all of the different genres I have to recommend. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first genre I have is fantasy, and for the fantasy genre, I would say I haven't read a lot of unknown books, but I feel like fantasy books can be really slow, and this book for sure is not slow at all. I felt like it was so fast-paced. I read this so quickly, and I know probably a lot of you have heard of this book, but I'm going to recommend it anyway, and that is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. This book was so fast-paced. It also had a great plotline. If you don't know, this is a 1001 Nights retelling, and if you don't know what 1001 Nights is, it's basically the story of this king who takes a bride every night, and the next morning they are dead. And this follows the story of our main character Shazi, who after her cousin goes to live with the king and the next morning she is dead, she goes in to kind of cake over the king and to kill him, and it starts off from there. It's very good. I very much enjoyed it. The romance and everything about this book is so engaging, and it's so fast-paced. And if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend. I think it has a perfect mix of just everything that's just great. So this is the fantasy I'm going to recommend, and I hope you pick it up this summer. So good. The next genre I want to recommend is a sci-fi book, and that book is Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Nouvelle. This is a book that is about this woman who, when she was younger, she had this very weird experience where she was in the woods one day and she stumbles upon this giant hand in the woods, and this follows her when she's older and she's a scientist and she's looking into this hand and all the mysterious stuff that happens after that. So engaging, loved it. I listened to this on audiobook. Fantastic audiobook, but I suspect it would be a very fast-paced read without it being the audiobook, as it is told in interviews and news reports and stuff like that. So it's not in a traditional story. It is so good. Sleeping Giants is amazing. Its sequel, Waking Gods, amazing. I highly recommend this series. It has so many crazy things going for it, and it has so many turns and twists, and the characters are all amazing. I love it, and you should really check it out. Okay, moving on. The next genre I have to recommend is historical fiction. I feel like these are very cliche historical fiction books, but I feel like not a lot of people ever recommend historical fiction books, so here I am doing it today. I'm really recommending an author, Ruta Sepetys, classic YA historical fiction writer. I feel like not enough people have read her books though, and it's so upsetting because Between Shades of Grey, amazing fast-paced, jaw-dropping, amazing book. Salt to the Sea, amazing fast-paced, crazy historical fiction. I can't with these books. If you guys haven't read these yet, please read them. I'm serious. They will open your eyes to so many terrible events that happened in our past, but they are still such amazing, heart-wrenching, amazing stories. I cannot stress it enough that if you guys are at all interested in historical fiction, these are absolutely the books that you need to read. I don't really have anything else to say about it. They're very fast-paced though. I know a lot of people are like, historical fiction, boring. No. I'm here to dispel that rumor. That is bullshit. So fast-paced, so engaging, amazing. Okay, moving on. The next I'm going to recommend is a more serious contemporary, and that is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is one of my new favorite books, guys. This book is so raw and serious, but it manages to also just convey this beautiful, beautiful story. I listened to this on audiobook as well. It's written in verse, which is why it absolutely be 100% fast. This story is insane. I think I listened to it in like one day. It had me hooked. So amazing. I know this came out recently. Maybe a lot of you guys haven't heard about it. Please, please, please check it out. It's about this young black girl who's growing up in Harlem, and she has a rather strict family who has really strong ties to religion. She has a lot of, I guess, doubts about religion, and it follows like her coming to age story and her like finding out her love for slam poetry. So good, guys. It's so good. The dynamics, the family dynamics is so interesting. Her dynamics with her friends and teachers and peers, and it's all so freaking good. So if there's any book that you will read out of this list, I really hope it's this. I feel like this book is so eye-opening to so many different things. I love it. I love it. Anyway, now we're going to recommend a fluffy contemporary, because who am I without recommending a fluffy contemporary? That is going to be Starry Eyes by Janet Bennett. If you saw my review, I'll link it up above. It is spoiler-free, guys. The beginning of it is spoiler-free. Please, please check it out. I know people are always nervous about spoilers. I am very, very particular about my spoilers. I very much try not to spoil absolutely anything in the books. Please watch that if you want more in depth, but basically, this follows our main character, Zori. She's a very type A personality. She's very organized, and she decides spontaneously to go on this camping trip with a bunch of her friends. When she's basically about to leave, she finds out that her ex-friend, basically, is coming along, and she has to deal with all of the angst and craziness that comes along with that. And then eventually, after some crazy shit goes down, those two end up alone in the woods, and they have to get back to civilization because it's a whole thing. It's so good. I haven't liked a fluffy contemporary this much in so long. This book is just so real. It very much feels like these characters are 17-year-old characters. It feels like the mistakes they make and the arguments they have and the things they go through in this book are so very real. And don't get me wrong, this book for sure deals with intense topics that aren't just fluffy, but I feel like the main focus of this book is the fluffiness, but it deals with some very tough shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it so much. This is 100% one of my new favorite books. I will recommend this to anyone. Please check it out. Seriously, it's so good. Jen Bennett's writing style is so fast-paced. It's so good. I don't know what else to say about it. Check out my review. Check it out, please. I discuss it better there. Love it. Okay, and the last book I recommend is a bonus book, and the reason I'm saying it's a bonus book is because I technically have not finished it yet, and it's super fast-paced, and it has me hooked. Like, hook, line, sinker. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a little bit to get into, but once I got into it, oh my god, I'm hooked. The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, it's just a dust jacket, I know, I'm sorry, is so fast-paced. It is so interesting. There's so much going on. There's so many little things weaved into it that it always has. There's always something that's going on, and there's always more mysteries to uncover, and I love that. I love all the characters in this. I love how intertwined they are. I love all their different mysteries and secrets that they're holding. I live for books that have just a bunch of different stuff woven together. I just love this, and I'm hoping that nothing goes bad in the last, I guess, 2/3 of the book. I mean, anything's possible, but I highly recommend this so far. I know things could go sour, but I'm gonna, jump the gun here and say this is going to be one of my new favorite books. I love it so far. Okay, that's it. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below some of your favorite fast-paced reads. I will talk to you all soon, probably, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Bye. I like me better when I'm with you.